My dear friends, I welcome you all to this daily Catholic reflection, and this is Father Thumma. Today, on this Thursday in 4th week ordinary time, the Church through the first reading, which is taken from the First Kings, book of First Kings, chapter 2, verses 1 to 4. This is a beautiful setting, especially what is it that a father can give to his son when he is about to die? David is on the deathbed, and we know when we think of death, everybody thinks that death is not for me but for everybody else, because we don't want to think about our own death. But here we see David ready to face death, even though in the Old Testament there is no expanded vision of resurrection of the dead, because only in the New Testament with Jesus this belief in the resurrection came into existence. Therefore, David did not even know that there is resurrection. But what is his strength? Why he is not scared of death? It is because in Psalm 23, even if I walk through the valley of darkness, I shall not be afraid, because the Lord is my shepherd and he is with me. This single belief that the Lord is with me made David not to be afraid of death, my dear friends. And that's why he is very, very prepared to meet the Lord. And we are always afraid and scared to think about our own death and to talk about it. It seems there were a couple, husband and wife, who throughout their married life did not go well with each other. Every day they fight and they quarrel and made a hell of their married life. They were growing old, and then they realized that this is not going to work. Therefore, the wife prayed to God, God, we tried to be good husband and wife, but it did not work. Every day, constantly, our married life has been fighting and struggle. Therefore, our prayer to you is, you take one of us. This life is enough. So, you call back one of us to yourself. We are ready. One of us, we are ready to die. Therefore, you call back one of us to yourself. And at the end she said, but when you do that, when you take one of us back to you, I will go back to my mom's home. That means she is not ready to die, but she wants her husband only to die. But here David is very strong in his belief that the Lord is with me even after I die. Therefore, he calls Solomon, and what is he expecting Solomon to do? The last words of David we read in 1 Kings chapter 2. He says, my son, the time has come for me to die. You obey the Lord and follow all his statutes, all his laws, then you will be successful in everything that you do. And he calls Solomon to be strong and to be manly. David here gives a new meaning to someone to be called strong, someone to be called a real man. A real man, a strong man, is someone who does not follow the path of the world, but follows the Lord's path. That is the definition of manliness according to David. And David puts a condition. The Lord will bless you only if you obey him. The Lord Yahweh, he gives different responsibilities to different people. For common man, he gives a particular responsibility and duty. For leaders, higher level of responsibility, and for kings, even higher level of responsibilities. Therefore, in Deuteronomy chapter 17, when the people wanted to have their own king, the Lord puts two conditions for someone to be elected a king. Two things. First of all, we read in chapter 17 verse 16 that they should not acquire more horses, and verse 17, they should not have more wives, because the wives will take their concentration of the king away from the Lord, says the Bible. But we know Solomon failed to keep this which the Lord expected of him. He acquired more horses and he had more wives. That's why the ancestors of David, they were not faithful in keeping what David asked them to do. That's why they lost the kingdom. My dear brothers and sisters, especially the daddies, the best thing that you can impart, you can pass on to your son or your daughter is not your property, is not your wealth, but to make sure that they walk in the path of the Lord. What happens if we walk in the path of the Lord? Psalm 1, if you obey the Lord's way, you will flourish and you will be successful. Therefore, David gives a new, different meaning of what is success. Success is not to make money or to gain power, but a strong man walks in the path of the Lord, not of the world. I thank you for joining every day in these Catholic reflections. And if you are inspired by these reflections, kindly, please do not keep it for yourselves. Share the good news with everybody. I wish you a very blessed day. Thank you.